This is just a quick follow-up video, as I definitely have my issue figured out here with catalytic converter. You may have seen my previous video checking for back pressure, and I had some, but I still wasn't convinced that all the misfires were from that, because cylinder number 6, I had at times an extended misfire that at one time went like 60 or 90 misfires. And so I ended up, I'd never done plug wires, so I did plug wires, and I actually changed that coil is new on cylinder number 6. What I did was run the vehicle with the diagnostic tool attached, and when it was attached, I recorded, and I connected, or I monitored just the cylinders on the passenger side, which is, the bank with the catalytic converter that was partially blocked. So when it's running, it would graph, you would see the misfires appear, and I recorded it so I could play it back. Unfortunately, after I disconnected it, the recording is gone. But so I did that, and again, I was finding all the misfires were on the passenger side, which kind of told a story, but it's a lot of money for a catalytic converter and Y-pipe, so I wanted to be absolutely certain. So I took the advice of some other people when you look at videos, and I actually removed the oxygen sensor, and I drove it without the O2 sensor. It's still out. There we go. So when I ran it with no oxygen sensor, I could put the pedal to the metal, and it was loud as heck, of course. I had no misfires, and what surprised me the most was no misfires on 6. I would get some on 8, but more on 6, cylinder 6. Why? That's the question I have. But when you look at the exhaust configuration down here, the pipe comes out right at cylinder 8. And so I'm guessing there was something with the back pressure being in place that affected cylinder 6 and 8 more than it did the ones down at this end, possibly because there's more manifold pipe that would allow a little more compression of exhaust, and perhaps the pressure wasn't quite as strong at that end. In any case, I'm just throwing this out there because if you're having misfires, it can definitely be the plugged cat, and it wasn't severely plugged, but it was just over the recommended where they say you've got a problem. And so the misfires were definitely caused by the catalytic converter. Absolutely clean as a whistle when I take that oxygen sensor out, and no misfires. Anyway, hope somebody finds this useful if you're running down the same rabbit hole as I was. Anyway, if you find it useful, please like and subscribe.